founder and co-manager of the 500 milliliters of chronic anger volleyball team, will take questions at this time. Hank.
As the new co-managers, how are you dealing with your newfound fame?
Well, at first we found it pretty difficult because mobs of people were like just coming after us and like wanting autographs and just crazy people. So we decided to hire some like a various source of protective agencies like the Scotland Yard, the Swiss Guard, and some Asian people to protect us with their kung fu moves. And we found that it worked very, very well. No one's died or gotten killed, and the mobs are still around, but like at a comfortable distance.
Before the season started, no one bothered me. I would just go on my busy way. After the season, everybody I see seems to know who I am, wants my autograph, wants to know how the arm's doing, which is flattering, kind of an ego boost, but fame has its price.
Next.
Yes, Carmen from Argentina.
Sí, gracias, señor Fuller. Por los fanáticos en Argentina, cuando un ferrocarril rojo rompió y nadie había allí, alguien haría. ¿Y qué es tu perspectiva sobre la verdad?
Sí. Pues todos los martes los osos comen los jugadores de voleibol.
Carmen brings up an interesting point for our American fan base. The volleyball rule that requires at least a woman and a man to touch the ball every time it goes over the net. That has been a limiting factor, especially in the first game when the rule wasn't quite as clear cut as it was, but after a couple of games we got used to the rule and developed quite nicely to it. Could Rosie please? That's a good question.
Who do you consider the MVP of the team this season, and who do you think is the most improved?
Well, the most improved definitely was basically everybody on the team, especially I would just like to point out Annie Nutter and Michael Loneman, who both gave me very negative reports of their volleyball skills at the beginning of the season when I asked them to join. But I found out that they had some considerable skill, and their athleticism led them to soak in and absorb knowledge of volleyball.
I'd say that they really became key contributors to the team.
I agree.
Now, for me, I would give my MVP award to this little lady sitting right here, Karen Brinkman, and all her fantastic serves, and otherwise generally amazing performances. I also give it to Jacob Shriver, also some amazing serves. He's really the coach of the team if you wouldn't consider me and Karen being managers, coach of the team. As for most improved, I'd have to say Annie and Michael. Yes, Hannah.
Now, Mr. Fuller, what can you say about the scandalous rumors involving you and Miss Brinkman?
Well, I would just have to say the pictures posted in this morning's Kentucky Enquirer, completely photoshopped. Do not believe them.
And Miss Brinkman, what do you have to say about
I have
this?
no comment on this situation.
Yes, Patty.
How does it feel to take the first team for the franchise to go to any type of postseason?
Let me just tell you, this feels absolutely amazing. Like, just to have a win and have
A winning season.
a
really.
winning season is beyond unbelievable. But to go to postseason play and keep playing and bonding and doing stuff we love.
It's funny, because the team name 500 milliliters of crying anger is synonymous with ultimate frisbee. I mean, that's kind of where we started as our foundation, and that's really where our team has the most experience. And yet, this past in 2000, fall of 2007, our record was 1-3, which is kind of weird. And in Argentina, it's like soccer is to America as volleyball is to Argentina. They just don't get it, kind of like we don't get soccer. So we kind of feel good that we're able to usher in a lot of popularity into Argentina.
Amanda?
How is Luke going to deal with his shoulder injury in the upcoming weeks?
Well, as a future athletic trainer, I have been stressing the importance of icing the shoulder and resting it and working out the kinks of it. But so far, he has been ignoring my advice. And I really didn't want him to play in this final game, but he is such a trooper that he decided to push through the pain and play anyways. I just think that since we're going into the postseason, he'll rest it and ice it a little more frequently, and it'll get better, and he will come back strong as ever for the postseason.
We don't know anything about the postseason, like when it's going to start. It could start in 2 days, could start in a week. We're not sure. If it starts in a week, the shoulder will be a non-factor. Just don't worry about it. It'll heal by then. If it starts sooner than that, I mean, you guys saw me today. I was not 100%. I didn't serve at all. Didn't set. Didn't spike. Just had a couple bumps and made my way out. But give it a couple days. I'll be 100%. Yes, Berta.
Yes, what are your predictions for the postseason?
Well, again, I don't know anything about what the postseason is going to be like, but since the league is separated in 2 divisions, I have a feeling we're going to be playing a team, probably the 1 seed in the other division, and I have a feeling that they're probably going to be very good. So I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but our first round opponent will probably be very skilled. It could be very difficult. If we bring our A game, we'll see what happens.
Adele?
Oui. Qu'est-ce que c'est le couleur favorite des croissants de Jacques Cousteau?
Comment ça va?
C'est va. Well, en el supermercado, cuando los baguettes y vendront de 3 items, merci beaucoup, un petit déjeuner.
Ah, merci beaucoup, monsieur.
Yes, bits of buff from Bodybuilder's Basic.
What are your plans for the next volleyball season?
I don't like to make predictions before the season's over since we are in the postseason. But I think we have a strong foundation. You know from in Ultimate Frisbee, we didn't have any seniors, juniors, or sophomores. We can only get better from here. And the people who hadn't played volleyball before have a very high learning curve still. They're still going to get better. We might get new team members. There's a lot in the future for this team.
I also agree with Luke here that we will see incredible growth over next season, especially since in approximately a month's time we'll be taking a team road trip to Florida, which is like the volleyball capital of the universe. And I believe that there we will find our inner volleyball players and bring it back and spike it down the other players' throats. And totally.
It's okay, Karen. Not to cry. Well, if that's all the questions we have, we need to go. See you all. Thank you all for coming.